Hey guys, it's me, Raven, and I'm back, and I want to talk about my week. It is letters from the field. It's like, what else would we do? And this week can pretty much be summed up in two main ideas: dreams and party. um, there was so, and what I want, and I'll talk about the party later. Because I kind of do want to take us on a more serious note. First, and then kind of end on a lighter note. If I can do that, that'd be great. Um, so everyone says they want their dreams to come true, and everyone says that you just put into your dreams, and all dreams are good and magical, and every dream comes true. Well, the problem with that is that nightmares are also dreams, and I've been dealing with something. I've been in the middle of something for a while now, and I can't tell you what it is. Um, not because like I don't want to, not because it's I'm being stopped. I'm just terrified of what it could mean if I do talk about it, and if I do say something that could potentially screw me over. I'm terrified of that, and I'm terrified of dealing with it. Basically, I've given details out here and there, but I basically every time this thing comes back up, it's a nightmare for me, and it's a nightmare that says that pretty much shows that if this goes wrong, if this doesn't work out the way I need it to, and I do mean need to, I do need this to work out in my favor and be a positive thing, I won't have a future. Everything will be taken from me. Everything will be stolen from me. And I'm terrified. I am ultimately terrified that every time this comes in, every time I get the mail, every time, just every time, it is a terrifying experience. I mean, do you know what it's like to be scared of mail? Because I am. I am scared of my own fucking mailbox. That's so fucking sad. Like, that is so fucking sad. I am terrified of my own mailbox. I'm terrified of what it could hold for me. I am terrified for what um I'm terrified of what it could mean for me. I'm terrified of my fucking mailbox. And it's because that's where the dream comes. If the dream is real, that's where it's hitting me today. That's where it's gonna come from. And I'm terrified of it. And this week there was an update to the dream. So the nightmare is not over. Um essentially everything I was worried about and I was hoping for didn't happen once again. And I'm dealing with this nightmare. I'm dealing with this possibility of my future being cut short in the matter of weeks and months, and I'm terrified. I am absolutely terrified. Um, because I don't want to have to fight on this thing anymore. I don't want to have to work on this thing anymore. I just want to get past it. I want to move past it, and I can't. So that's kind of where my dream has been. My nightmares have been. Except this is a nightmare that only comes when I'm awake and when I open the fucking mailbox. So there's that, and then there's my father, who at the same time, while I'm going through this, he had a dream come true. He was able to buy land, and he was able to lay claim on a little area, which for him is the biggest fucking deal in the world. I don't talk about my father a lot on this channel, not because like this bad blood, and on the contrary, I love my father and he, as of the last month, has been basically living in his car, and that's because he tried to make a bid for a better life, and by doing that, he started living in a car. He started trying to do this, and it was all in this attempt to buy land and to make a better life for himself, essentially. And for the past month, he's been living in his car, and now he owns land, and now he's gonna be building things on his land, and I'm so proud of him. It's one of these things that it's like, I've seen this man struggle for so much of his fucking life. For so much of his life, he's been disproportionately struggling, and now he owns land. I mean, he's so happy. I'm so happy for him, and I'm like, maybe we can make good on this. Maybe we can actually come out of this on top, and it's amazing. It's amazing to see that happen. It's amazing to kind of see how people in two very different places can just be from different places, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. It sounded better in my head, and then I said it out loud. I was like, "Ooh, no, mate, no." But I don't know. That's how it feels, and it's amazing. It's amazing to kind of have that. It's amazing to kind of feel that, and I'm gushing about my dad way too much right now. So let's talk about the party. Let's talk about the fucking party. Now, I am not a party person. I do not go to parties. I most of the time do not enjoy parties because it's just going to be a lot of people I either don't know or aren't comfortable being intoxicated with. And that was kind of my big concern. So, going to this party, it was a birthday party for a coworker, and you probably already know who it is. And yes, it was L. It was L. Thank you for asking. No, but L was like, "Hey, I'm having a birthday party, and I want you to be there. I want all of our coworkers to be there because that'd be a fun party." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there for you because you act so sweetly. I'll be there for you." And basically, what ends up kind of coming to fruition is her kind of goal was to kind of get all of the work people out, because a lot of us don't go out and don't have many friends, mainly because we're kind of always stuck in our own shit. And I don't mean that as like a negative. That sounds very negative, I am aware, but it's not a negative thing. We have our own shit going on, and we're very busy, and we're very up in our own spaces. And she wanted to kind of like break that down. And going to this party, I'm like, I don't know what to expect. I know there's going to be a bunch of alcohol, but I don't know what level to expect. My folks that my house is emptying out. So I kind of want to go hard. That'd be nice to kind of just go hard, especially because this is like an actual thing. So it'd be nice to kind of experience just going all in for a party. It'd be nice, be a fun time. And going, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna drink enough to be comfortable. I'm not gonna really do anything crazy, but I'm just gonna be in a good place. That's my goal, just be in a good place by the end of the night. Well, funny thing about Elle is that their boyfriend is a madman. He's a mad military man. And the thing about mad military men is that when they want to get drunk, they want to go fucking insane. And I don't mean that in a bad thing. So he made this punch. And it had like 4 different alcohols. And I'm not talking about like just, oh, it had a little. No, it had vodka, it had tequila, it had, and like 2 other things that I'm just currently forgetting. Like, this thing was made to kill people. And he's like, okay, so I made some punch, I made jello shots, and because it's El's birthday, I made jello shots, I made the punch. Also, there's enough alcohol just on deck to kill people, and we're gonna have a good time. So everyone, like, it's going. And I bought my little Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have this, and we're gonna be good. And then one of our coworkers show up, and he walks in, and the first thing he says when he walks in with a crew of like 4 other guys. So he has instantly doubled the size of this party, and it's great. So he walks in and he's like, hey, where's the Hennessy? And Elle looks at him and goes, we don't have any. And he looks at them and goes, I'll be right back. And he leaves. And he comes back with a nice bottle of Hennessy. Now, I've never had Hennessy before. It's the one thing that, it's one of the few alcohols that I haven't tried at some point with Hennessy. And I'm like, you know what? So while drinking one, all vibing, Elle said something to me that made me be like, oh yeah, check it. And I ended up chugging half of a solo cup of the punch. And as I put it down, I'm like, that was a terrible decision. Oh shit. And that's where things start to go wonky. I'm like, alright, what's up with the Hennessy? I want to try the Hennessy. I pour myself a shot of Hennessy. I have like, my intentions was to do a full shot. A shot of Hennessy. That was my plan. This thing touched my lips and immediately set my soul on fire. I was like, oh, no. So I ended up giving that to my coworker, my other coworker, third coworker. Hey, keeping on all track, there's Elle, there's coworker, there's Hennessy, there's Mr. H. I'm gonna call him Mr. H from now on because the Hennessy. There's Mr. H, and then there's this dude. So I was over here like, yay, everyone's having a great time. Mr. H is over here like, bruh, I got us. And then you have our third coworker who's like, you know, I really don't want to drink much. I really don't want to eat much. You know, I'm on my diet and I want to just do that. So I've never seen peer pressure work so brilliantly, because literally everyone at the party, everyone that was like hanging out, drinking and having a good time, we went from, nah man, it's cool, you do you, to cheat night, cheat night, cheat night, cheat night, cheat night, cheat night. And we ended up getting him to cheat on his diet, and it was great. It was hilarious, because he's like, oh man, I shouldn't be doing this. It's like, I don't want to, like, this is really concerning. And I'm like, you're at a party, live a little. Because he's over here counting the calories and sugar of a beer. And I'm like, no, you're stressing me out. Stop it. Also, I'm just a bit of an asshole, which I've discussed at length. And it was fun. It was fun seeing him kind of like let go in that kind of way, because he's a very like upright person, I guess you would say, and kind of just seeing him not like lose all that ambition, but just let go and really like enjoy himself was probably the best thing about this party. I mean, the party did turn into a total sausage fest, which some things, you know, cannot be helped. helped. But she knows way more dudes than she does girls. And also the couple of girls that Elle had invited, who did say they were gonna show up, just decided to not show up. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're coming," and then at midnight we're like, "They're not coming." So it was a total dude fest, which is like, I had no intention of getting laid at all. No one had really any intentions of getting laid, at least from my perspective. I think because like we all were joking around. It was like, "Oh yeah, wouldn't it be great if?" But like, I don't think any of us were like real serious about it. I told my mom I was going to a party, and she immediately goes, "Don't get anyone pregnant." And I'm like, "Okay, thanks, mom. Don't really know if you know me, but I'm not gonna do that. That just doesn't seem like a good idea. The sick peen and someone I don't really know or really care about. Like, some people can do it, but I can't do it. I just feel really attacked right now." But it was like those kind of things and like the party was great. I had a great time. I do remember starting to wind down, and I'm not sure if I had been woken up or if I was just falling asleep. I don't exactly remember the order of operations on this one, but I was lying there, and I had my jacket over my face. I was wearing a hoodie, like you do when you go to parties, and my hoodie was over my face, and oh my god, my hoodie was above my face, and someone started talking to me, and they were trying to get my attention like really, really seriously, and I responded with just flicking them off. Like, my hand was over my face, my hoodie was over my face, and my response to this person earnestly trying to get my attention was just to give them the middle finger and be like, "Good day to you, sir." Well, it turns out, the owner of the house we were in, who had not been there all day, had come back, and he was trying to ask who I was and why was I passed out on his couch. Not because I didn't have permission to throw this party, but he was just trying to figure out who was at the party, more or less. And I flicked this man off. This man who had bought us alcohol and who had allowed us to be in his house when he wasn't there, drunk as shit. I just, nope, not dealing with you. And I just went to bed. I woke up to a couple of text messages and fireworks being at my house now. Don't know why I have fireworks. Probably because I was bored. Also, I'm kind of concerned that I got fireworks. It's just one of those things that you see and it's like, oh, that'd be really fun to do. And then you do it and you're like, oh, why did I do this? This is a terrible idea. People are gonna get hurt. But it's one of those decisions where it's just like, oh shit, I chose to do this. This was a choice of mine. But yeah, so this week I'm gonna be shooting off some fireworks, which is exciting. I have to figure out when to do fireworks because I'm spending a lot of time by myself this week, which is interesting. I made a T-bone steak as the whole loneliness thing. I started off with a T-bone steak, which I think is really fun. I made myself like the all-American rich white guy meal, which I had a lot of fun with. So that was fun to do, and I'm pretty much done for this week. Now we just kind of go to work, record videos, and try not to get try not to be blitzed out of my mind. Which I will ultimately fail at because I want to be blitzed out of my fucking mind. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good spring break. I'm not going to go into any concerts, unfortunately. Which I wish I was. I'm not going to really spend time with friends. Because, I mean, they're going to be doing things. But, yeah. I'm in a good place. I've talked for way too long. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.